What do you mean, check the clock?
We're live.
Oh, hello. We're sitting here having a conversation, and we were supposed to start with these on, and then we forgot, and then we got just craziness because we were having craziness. Hi, everybody.
Oh my God, I had it on upside down.
Did you really? Yes. I love it. So, it's talking about how music and media inspired fashion.
Which hopefully you guys can read my shirt from
And
there.
mine.
Hold on, let me get this together. This is too loud.
We gotta take that.
One more time. Okay, how about now?
Can you guys hear us now?
Okay, here's our dilemma.
What?
See how you can hear us?
Yeah.
Okay, now.
Can you guys hear us okay now?
Hopefully.
I swear this Restream is driving me nuts.
Oh, here, I can just check here.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So we can all hear. So give us a thumbs up. If you guys can hear us, give us some hearts. We love those. And we just love seeing things on the screen. So thumbs up. No thumbs up.
We did. We had a whole bunch, and then.
No, I want the big thumbs up.
Yeah, we had one. We had one.
No, remember when you did the thumbs up and that real big one came up?
Oh, we had just one. Yeah.
Oh. Well, anyways, so you know how we always start with a few things first here as people are starting to jump on and it's starting to climb through these. Again, okay, good. You can hear us now? Good. So again, I have to reiterate one thing here is I would love to stream on all of our channels at once. However, due to Instagram's inability to
it wants everything to be put in portrait mode when Restream only allows us to choose one or the other. We cannot choose to stream on desktop, or at least not yet.
Same with TikTok. We're trying to work it out. We want to try and eliminate as many different devices we're using. We'd like to keep it to one, so that way we don't have devices all around.
Everything is seamless. That's what we're
doing. Yeah, we're trying. So we're working on it. So it will get there. So bear with us on that aspect. So, anyways, happy Tuesday.
Yes, happy Tuesday.
You know what time it is?
Yep.
It's time work time. So, anyways, we are going to be talking about fashion driven by music as well as media in some aspects.
Heck yeah.
Because, you know, fashion is 100% driven by our society. And then it regurgitates itself over and over again.
I would say like it's totally pushed on your socioeconomic, your demographic, and just like who you see on a daily basis.
Right, and who you want to emulate.
Totally.
Do you know what I mean? Who you want to emulate. So if you guys have somebody that you absolutely love and that you try to not look like them or anything, but you see that you wear stuff and you're like, ooh, I like that. You know, put it through. What's that?
I just reshared it.
Oh, so type it into comments down below and let us know if, you know, who inspires you on a daily basis on makeup, on clothing, on shoes, on anything. Who inspires you? Because there's a whole crap load of people.
Heck yeah.
Who are responsible for almost everything we wear.
No, literally. There's a person I can think of for almost everything.
Including underwear, because half of them only wear those.
Oh, yeah?
Right? Marky Mark.
Oh, yeah.
Marky Mark drove the, and I say that, do you know what I mean when I say Marky Mark drove the Calvin Klein underwear?
Because he was like the number one during that time when that commercial came out, right?
Right, and he always wore his pants down and his underwear up, so you could see the
Calvin Klein.
I mean, so if you want to take a look at the guys who wear their pants down a little bit, you can blame Marky Mark. Although he's probably not going to say that. But we're going to go through different things like that. But you know what? I always talk about the different comments we make, right? That we get and stuff. And we get 99% really good comments. But there are every once in a while, what were you looking at?
Steve's comment.
Oh, hello, everyone.
I just couldn't read it.
There are some comments that just blow my mind, and I delete them. And we talked about the one that happened a while ago, but right after the last show, we got another one, and it wasn't disparaging. It was just, and I thought I took a screenshot of it because I was going to put it up because I'm going to do that with bad comments because I'm going to delete them, but you know. They still need to understand that regardless whether it's to your face or through the computer, you know what, you can hurt somebody.
And it took longer for them to type the comment out than it did to just scroll right past it.
I know, to just scroll right past it. So this one was pretty, and actually I agree with him. Even though he did not mean it the way I mean, I agree with him. So his comment to me was, dude, you're just weird. And I thought to myself, you don't mean it the way I like it, but I like the statement. Because I am weird, and I don't care.
I like being weird.
I do too. But I don't think I'm like the pleasant weird like he thought.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And that's
in his mind, which is fine. You know what? If we lived our life concerned about what everybody says, and there are people that do, that are concerned about what everybody says, you just wouldn't be happy.
You'd be living a very boring life.
A very boring and a life
very
that
limited.
Is not yours.
A very limited
Let's put it
life.
that way. A life that isn't yours because you're living to be acceptable to everyone around you. And when you do have to take that in from time to time, do you know what I mean? Like if you were to wear a big FU shirt. Go back and watch our previous shows for the inside joke on that one.
Oh gosh.
But I am weird, and thank you to whoever it was that said that. I wish I would have kept that. I wish I would have kept the. I don't
next
know what
time, you know, honestly, I'll take the flag for it next time. I'm just gonna and pop their picture up.
Oh, I was going to, but I don't know where it went.
We'll find it. Well, it'll happen. Unfortunately, it will happen again.
Well, sometimes when they're really bad, I do get a little hurt, and I delete them immediately without realizing.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean? I don't really get hurt. It's just like, ooh, you know.
Well. As you know, the world is a very cruel place, and I think we all just have to learn how to get through it. Yeah, absolutely.
We just need to learn how to get it right, you know. And everybody has become so emboldened behind a keyboard that it's very easy for them to type things and run away.
But
it's kind of like those kids in the schoolyard who say it and then turn around and run real fast because they know what they're saying could get them snapped.
Totally.
So I look at it as the same way, right?
Want to start with Vera?
Oh, that is a fabulous idea. So before we bring this up, you guys, and especially if I'm telling Steve you're in his chair. Oh, Floyd. The little things you don't know.
Who commented that?
I love it. Good. That's funny. I'm in the we did the Autorama show, and I'm not going to go on about that because I have been for weeks, but one of the things that derived from the Autorama show is we are doing a calendar that is going to feature the pinup girls that were in the show and then other Detroit area pinup girls. And I'm excited about it because it's going to be called the We can bring it up. I'm going to show you a tease of just the cover. That's it. All you're seeing is the cover on this one.
Sorry, guys. It's taking a second to load.
Oh, no. Is it acting up again?
It is acting up.
All right. So we may not have those this time.
Yeah, I'm confused why it's giving us a hard time and won't load her image here. Huh.
Okay,
Sorry,
so
guys.
we're having troubles with Restream. If we can get it to work here soon. Of course, you know, this computer's worked all day fine, and then the minute we come to go online...
I genuinely think it's just the platform. I don't think it's the computer.
I think it's the platform, too. And I know you guys can all see us. Can you split the screen and try and get it up so they can still see us?
Yeah, that's what I was trying.
Okay, there's just... Maybe it will take a minute. It wants to load, but for some reason it's not loading. I was going to show you guys a quick sneak peek of the cover of the album. Now I think we're completely frozen.
You think so?
I don't know. No, we're not completely frozen.
I just left it to see if it would really work itself
okay,
out.
so we made all these graphics to show you guys, and now we're probably not going to be able to show you any of the graphics because Restream wants to be difficult.
Yeah, I really hope it allows me to show the other graphics.
Try one of the other ones. Wait, they're not even on there, are they?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We're going to just see if one of the other ones works, so you're going to be our test subject. Oh, the other ones pop right up. But of course, the one I want to pop up
isn't.
It's
not popping up for some reason. Very odd.
So she's doing all sorts of little magic things over there. So in the meantime, no. Okay, so we're having... My goodness. We're still on the split, too.
It's just taking a minute, then I'm not really too sure why it's not.
All right, so now let's just leave it like this and
no problem.
What I'll do is I'll post the clip of or the sneak peek of the calendar afterwards. It's of course got Vera Vortex on the cover because she was the winner of the Autorama. But I was going to give you a quick sneak peek, but of course...
The anticipation arises.
It even more so because you're not going to see it right away. These go to print next week, so...
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah,
that's
they're going to go to print next week. That's why we're rustling to get it done.
Done?
Right? So, unfortunately, I can't show you because it wants to be difficult. So anyways, tell me. You know what? I haven't seen you in a week. Mm-hmm. Anything fun? Didn't you go to a concert?
I did.
Who'd you go see?
It was just like another local,
like a mix of bands.
Yep, like EDM, like house music. A bunch of local Detroit artists, which you know is always my favorite.
And so EDM, were they all dressed EDM?
Some of them, yes, but a lot of them really like stuck with their aesthetic that they were going for, which a lot of them was like Y2K, so you know, like early 2000s and stuff like that. Which I love. I love seeing everybody's like how their aesthetic matches their mixes. You know what I'm saying?
Of course,
so
absolutely.
It's always a good time.
So we're going to jump right into it. David Bowie.
Yes.
Let's talk about David Bowie.
The man, the myth, the legend.
So David Bowie, so when I was doing my research, you guys, David Bowie was the #1 most influential person on fashion in the history of music. Because, and I left my paper, so I'm going to let you do some little bit talking while I go get it.
Oh, cool. No problem. David Bowie was really mostly known for his one-piece tracksuits, as well as his brightly colored hair, as well as the infamous lightning bolt that struck across his face. But I also do know that his wife, I cannot remember her name for the life of me, his wife was also very known in fashion as well, and that she had a large part as to what he wore on stage and when it came to music videos and just being around in public. A lot of them, they did like to match outfits from time to time, especially if they were seen together, but they weren't like the traditional matching. It was mostly like her shirt would match his pants and vice versa.
So, were you still talking about David Bowie?
Yeah. Just
okay,
good.
David
Bowie, yeah.
So David Bowie, it's difficult to pinpoint one artist, right? One artist that had such influence on the fashion than David Bowie. Is widely considered the major fashion icon and trendsetter, influencing generations and artists and designers with his ever-evolving androgynous style. He almost created the androgynous style. And some of the things that were so profound.
It's not loading any of them.
Now it's not loading, so you get no pictures. Okay, so love this.
I'm just gonna see if it like wants to work itself out. I'm really bummed.
Me too. It's really disappointing. We're losing people.
I put a decent amount of work into these pictures.
Yeah, you
so
did.
I'm really bummed as to why you guys can't see them.
Because it wants to be a difficult crybaby. I don't know why. Anyways, some of the songs and the movies that David Bowie did that were so transformative were Ziggy Stardust and Thin White Duke, which was a very androgynous person. So, but David Bowie throughout his multiple decade career influenced fashion beyond belief.
Totally.
You know, from the standard jumpsuit, like you said, to just a pair of pants.
Yeah, he also dressed down a lot. I know he wasn't known for that, but he looked pretty good when he dressed down.
I loved it. So David Bowie, and we have put up some, not just David Bowie. Now these you'll be able to see because we don't have to worry about uploading, which is very sad because what is the picture? The picture up here?
That's supposed to be us.
Using.
This is supposed to be us,
mm-hmm.
and then this is the picture that's supposed to come up next to it.
Is it because we're over here?
Mm-mm.
No? Okay. I just know she did put a lot of work into these pictures. That's why I was hoping she'd get one.
Yeah, you see how even in here how it made the picture image supposed to be.
The image is showing in one spot, but it's not showing in the other.
And it wants to show up. I'm just not really too sure as to why.
Anyway, so we'll stop sending you off to nowhere because.
Right.
But something like the red here, which is stage wear, the R&B, that is very David Bowie. That is very stage wear. Something up this piece right here, you know, the R&B red ball. This is a great. Look at this. This would be influenced by David Bowie, by the Rolling Stones.
It's got pockets too.
Yeah, by the Rolling Stones. You can see all sorts of different people wearing this on stage.
Totally.
So stage wear is big, 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 especially for local musicians, stuff like that. Isn't that a gorgeous piece?
I love the material of it.
Mm-hmm.
Velours were like one of my favorites. You can do so much with it.
But I'm going to run down real quick the top 10 because I know you're going to be talking about a few of these people or a few other people as well.
Thank you, Marilyn.
What?
I couldn't remember David Bowie's wife's name, and I was
Iman.
obsessed with her.
Yes, very much so. Oh, Bill also got it.
Oh, really? I didn't see that. Sorry, Bill.
Yeah. So I'm very disappointed that we can't do that because I know how much work you put into that. But we'll save them.
Yeah, and now either that or we can like post them.
We can post them afterwards. So, and then on to Facebook. I was excited about Instagram seeing those.
I know, me too.
Anyways, we have all new toys that we can put stuff out. So number one most influential person in the history, David Bowie, of course. Guess who the number 2 is? Who do you think number 2 is? Somebody come and tell me what number 2 is. How long should I wait?
Is it
No. Dolly Parton didn't even make the list.
Oh, really?
Not everybody can have those. You know what I mean? Number 2 is Prince. So Maria, if you're watching, your Prince made the top list. And Prince was big because of the purple.
Mm-hmm.
What's wrong?
We're freezing.
Are we freezing, you guys?
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit? Okay. Freddie Mercury.
Okay.
All right. It was number 3. Elvis Presley, number 4. This one got me, Brigitte Bardot. And then I had to do a little research on Brigitte Bardot because Brigitte Bardot did sing.
Okay.
And she was known for mod style.
Okay. Oh,
which is pretty cool. Jimi Hendrix, Lady Gaga, Bad Bunny, Madonna, and Kurt Cobain.
Did you guys see Bad Bunny's Calvin Klein ad? It is very important. I have to ask if our viewers have seen that ad. Because if you haven't, go watch it.
That is so funny. But these are the people that they say top 10. Now Madonna, yes, I lived through that. So everybody and we pulled some stuff here.
Is this in numerical order?
Yeah, that's numerical order.
Really?
Yeah. That's numerical order. This was big in the 80s, Madonna.
Mm-hmm.
You tied in your hair. And then you'd have all of the rosaries.
Let's see if we can get 80s to come up at all. Oh, no, we're frozen in general on this side.
On that side. Are you guys seeing us okay?
Keep watching and see if you can, if we freeze.
So, anyways. Oh, no. All of this stuff. Yeah, we froze.
It's not even changing.
I can't believe this.
There's not even any images coming up at all.
We just lost it all.
No, we'll change back. It'll go back.
We're fine up there. Okay. This drives me absolutely insane. If you guys can still hear me, because this computer works all day, and then the minute we go to get online, it stops working.
I genuinely think it's just Restream.
So I don't know. Can you guys? Oh, well, they can see us.
Yeah. We're back now. We're back to where
even though it's not on there.
Right.
Okay. Well, we have the lag, so I don't know. Oh, I guess I'll look at that one up there. Isn't this hilarious? We're gonna get 500 people watching, and they just think we're silly, right? So, anyways, stuff like this. You've got this. You've got all the rosaries which we carry. So, if you're going to an '80s party, something like this would work for a Madonna look. Very 80s because of the splash paint color.
Both of them are like...
This is very inspired by such bands as even Madonna wore that in the 90s.
Oh, totally.
Uh-oh, it just went away.
What did?
This entire screen went away and came back. So you might be able to get your things up now.
I'll try one more time. But I really don't want to freeze the screen anymore. Nope.
Almost. Did we just freeze the screen again?
No, but...
Okay. So no pictures. So we're having silly shenanigans.
What does that say? You're
back here. Yes, he was there. You're back here. I got to figure this out because this is driving me nuts. It's a brand new computer. It should hold this Restream. I think it's the app.
Should we maybe just like pause this live stream, record for the next 40 minutes, and just upload it?
Well, no, we'll finish this, and then I can upload it with that.
Because I just hope that it's not like...
Steve said, you guys can hear us okay, right? I feel like we're spending more time trying to get this to work than actually doing anything. It seems to be fine for now. We're just not going to get those up. And that's never happened to us before, especially when we talk about word of the day. We're going to have to put that up, and it's not going to be any word of the day.
Hopefully it doesn't crash the whole screen.
Maybe we should just tell them the word instead of show them the word this time. Oh, the word came up.
Thank Jesus.
Even though it's early, the word came up. So we're trying to work this out. Unfortunately, we're having a lot of technical issues again, and it's driving me batty because there's no reason this should be happening on this, especially with what you pay for these sites.
No, seriously.
It's insane. Maybe we'll do a whole show about how...
Talking bad about Restream.
What'd you say?
Talking bad about Restream.
Talking bad about Restream. See and hear you. Thank you, Steve. So let's go back. So tell me, we're going to move on for a second because I'm sure you're tired of hearing my voice. Tell me who you're going to talk about.
I'm sure you guys can already tell. I'm doing new metal and hip hop. Duh. I got my Limp Bizkit shirt on to represent.
We have beautiful to show you, but we can't.
Yeah, I don't even want to try because I just think it's going to.
No, I know it's just going to lock you down.
But I did new metal is probably one of my favorite styles. Just because I can wear everything like in a 3X and everything's all big and baggy. But it also is really just about like Jenko jeans and giant sneakers with tongues sticking out of them like Osiris's.
You know what? I saw one. It's funny because of course all of the devices heard our conversation earlier.
Literally.
And started sending me pictures. And one of them was the big jeans, the oversized jeans and stuff. And his pocket was literally down
there, yeah.
And he pulled out a cell phone that was the size of his pocket. And he's like, oh. And he's like,
I think this year
it was bigger than a tablet.
Yes.
It was like,
and your pocket and Jenko jeans are literally like from your butt cheek to your quad. So it's literally like this big. You could fit a whole tablet in
And you
there.
know what's funny is the same look was popular in the early 90s.
Yes, and it's coming back right now, which is killing me.
So these pants are similar.
Yes, very similar. Yep. I would probably just like add a couple of inches to the pant leg bottom.
Which you could easily do, you guys, by if you wanted to. You could, at the seam, loosen the seam, add some material, make them bigger.
But I'm obsessed with these pants. I'm trying to like...
She keeps trying them on.
Yeah, I'm on a cut and I'm trying to fit into these pants because I love them so much.
But this is very much EDM.
Totally. You could add this under EDM. You could add this under goth. You could add this under Victorian style.
Even some hip hop.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Some hip hop. But these were very, very big.
And I like these jeans too, just because like they are... New metal and hip hop is notorious for having like chains for your wallets. So having a clip on your pant leg or your pant like seam where your belt goes is going to be perfect for hitting that new metal and hip hop. Also, hip hop was really all about the coverall print.
Mm-hmm.
So honestly, having one of these old school, this is a heritage cut for the champion, which means you have the ringer around the top, which they used to do, but only in the early 2000s champion stuff. Now it's a flat ring. It's not like round.
So you want it like this?
Yeah, you want a round one just because like your neckline won't be as baggy all the time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I hate that. I hate it. But yeah, new metal and hip hop are honestly, they're very close together, but except for once you get into hip hop, you start getting people like Run DMC, LL Cool J, Ice Cube. Then you start getting different types of jeans like Pele Pele.
Right.
You also have like South Pole, Darien jeans. And I think we Garbo, and I think we carry Wrangler jeans here too.
We do have Wrangler as well as Garbo,
which also fit under the new metal and the hip hop genre.
Wranglers do?
Yeah, it depends on if you're wearing them right or not.
What do you mean? Down past your butt?
Yep. So if you're sagging them, you're wearing them for hip hop, but if you're wearing them tighter and you cut them off at the knee, then they fall under new metal. Seriously,
and if you wear them correctly, they're country.
Yes, literally. So... if you throw a belt on, then you got country.
So if you wear them correctly, right?
Yes.
And then this one over here is just to show how music influences pattern.
I think this is a really cool shirt, honestly.
Isn't it? And it's a monkey, and he's spinning.
Mixing it up.
He's spinning. He's mixing it up. So this reminds me of something like it's Steve's favorite band. What is it?
And even these would be really cute together. This dress and this t-shirt.
Yeah, that's really layering. That's also part of it.
What else we got over here?
So who can tell me what this would? What besides the Beach Boys, who would this? Do you know who I'm talking about?
Oh no, I was gonna make a joke.
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say it's Elvis Presley Blue Hawaii.
Oh, actually, Elvis Presley. Yeah, that's a
I
good
think
one.
he's wearing that same shirt too.
But Jimmy Buffett.
Oh, R.I.P. to a legend.
Yeah. So Jimmy Buffett, you've got all of this music that has influenced fashion so crazy. But this is older than Jimmy Buffett, so this would be. You're right, Elvis Presley Blue Hawaii, because this is a Hawaiian original, designed in Hawaii by the Hilo Hadier.
And would you say that Jimmy Buffett is a very ebullient person?
A very ebullient
person?
I would say that he is. Gorillaz. Thank you, Steve. That does remind me of the Gorillaz.
Steve, you like the Gorillaz?
It's one of his favorite bands.
What?
It reminds me of the Gorillaz a little bit.
Okay, totally.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, stuff like that. So, EDM is very hot right now. And you know what I tie EDM in with? And techno music? Workout outfits.
Oh, totally. Yes. 100%.
Because whenever I go to the gym, and I'm going to tell you, so now it's going to be a me moment. I've lost 38 pounds.
Whoop, whoop. That's a really big accomplishment.
And my face looks thinner. I still have a fat stomach, though, I think. But so those of you know that I had a bad doctor's appointment, right? And so they put me on as a stroke risk because of my weight and because of what I was eating and all this type of stuff. And my my follow-up is tomorrow morning. And I'm a little nervous, you guys, because tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock, I'll be with my doctor, and she'll be weighing me and doing my blood pressure, because she was quite emphatic that either you fix things or things are going to go bad for you.
Right. Either you fix it or they're going to fix it.
So we'll find out tomorrow morning.
Yay. I'm excited for you.
It's silly, but it's the fun stuff like that I think about.
It's nerve-wracking, but you're going to do just fine, especially if you've already been keeping on track.
And even though it'll never happen, I keep trying to get down to the extra large size of the 1980s, which is pretty much an extra small today, because I will pull out like my I've got some of the coolest shirts, my Frontline Assembly, my Front 242, all of those shirts, all of my techno from the 80s, and they say extra large, but
yeah, it's all lies.
It is all lies.
It's all lies.
So, but that's all music driven stuff, because and a lot of people think that concert shirts like your Limp Bizkit and my Queen shirt that I'm wearing, if you can't see it down there, I am wearing Queen because Freddie Mercury was on the list of most influential person, which is interesting to me because Freddie Mercury only usually wore like
white beaters and black leather pants.
Black leather pants. So apparently the white beater and the black leather pants became famous.
Well, you
also kind of did.
No, it did totally, because you have to take his singular outfit, which was what he was known for, and somebody silly, like for example Fred Durst, which he's known for khaki pants, a white T-shirt, and a red New York hat.
Yeah.
And that's so basic, but those are staples.
And when you go to a venue and you see somebody wearing that, you automatically know where they got that look.
The entire venue of Pine Knob was filled with everybody wearing white T-shirts with
during
pants.
The Limp Bizkit concert.
Show, yes.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you guys, and this is from me being I'm not on stage to sing, trust me. But when I'm on stage, the last thing you want to see is everybody dressed like you.
And you know, I'm not gonna lie. If you guys have seen Fred Durst recently, because he's pushing
it's
60,
silly.
He looks like Master Yoshi from Dragon Ball Z. He doesn't even dress like that anymore. Old man has a beard. He's got gray hair.
That's because he's an old man.
I know.
He's not that old. He's younger than me still.
And he's good looking too for being 60.
So then we have stuff like this down here.
Oh, I thought you were gonna pull the hat out.
No. We have stuff like this, which is very, very, now this is very 90s.
Yes.
But it's also very today.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Because you can find people like
Charlie XCX totally wears this.
Hanky Panky's daughter. Achy Breaky Heart's daughter.
Miley Cyrus.
Miley Cyrus wears these. Stuff like that. So your feather and your fur jackets like this that are what would you call it? The really fluffy ones.
Like
those will never go out of style because these look really good with something like a tight outfit, and then you put on this big jacket, and you literally look like you're about to go to a concert or step on stage.
And muffs are coming back too.
Yeah.
Like your hand muffs and ear muffs as well.
And then who doesn't remember Boss with the flag in the back pocket? I'm going to do it like that because I don't have a back pocket. But in the back pocket like so. Oh, can you guys see? In the back pocket like so. That was in a pair of jeans, faded jeans. Very, very 80s. Very, very the Boss. Miss Aretha Franklin, ladies and gentlemen. Back from the dead. Because she was kicked out because of that hat.
Yeah, dude, I got in there and they said, absolutely not, man. You gotta
But you know what? This is inspired by Aretha Franklin, old school gospel singers, stuff like that. This look was very, very popular. So there isn't a genre of music that really does not allow you to express yourself clothing-wise.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And I guess it's like also, I really love seeing how everybody is so different and how they can express themselves. And I also love how I can tell if a customer and myself think the same just by their outfit. Like a cool couple came in earlier. She's wearing a Smashing Pumpkin shirt. She was like, oh, I like your shirt. And I looked up and I was like, oh, I like your shirt.
That's so, see, I mean, not only do concert shirts, do dressing like your favorite stars, and we were talking about Taylor Swift. Mm-hmm. And
just
dressing like Taylor
Swift.
She
would have been on that
She's
list.
not on the list. She's very, well, you don't, when you're on stage, it's difficult because sometimes people wear things on stage that are comfortable.
Sure.
Not necessarily fashionable, but comfortable. And she's more comfortable driven than I think fashion driven when it comes to her being on stage because she's so physical.
Sure.
Whereas somebody like Madonna, who is still physical, but the outfit matters to her.
Okay.
Because it's all a stage.
So I don't really know too much about her, and I don't know if you do either, but Sabrina Carpenter's really big with her floor plans right now.
Well, and her old school Hollywood look.
That's very true.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, her little gimmick on stage is like her tour name is called Short and Sweet, and it's all like beauty based.
Yeah, it's all bubblegums and
right, but she has like a crazy fitted bejeweled dress on, but over it is a fake towel with diamonds on the inside, so when it looks like she's like opening up her towel, she has like a complete dress on underneath it. I love it. I can't hate on it. I think it's cute.
Sabrina Carpenter put out a song with Dolly Parton.
It's not my favorite thing.
Mine either. But together they look good.
Cute, yes.
They look great together. And I could see Sabrina Carpenter, if she does it right, could be the next Dolly Parton.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean? If she does it right. There will be no other Dolly. Other Dolly. And she's inspired, and I know we talked about, not everybody can do those, but she's inspired the ability to dress the way you want and feel all the way up to no matter what age you're in.
Okay.
Because who else at 80 years old or 77 years old can throw on a Dallas Cowboy?
Very true.
Outfit. Who would do that at that age? So you have a famous star who's doing that.
Sure.
Right? So what else do we have here?
Do we pull all these out over here?
No, not yet. So this was brought out because this is very Madonna, in a way, when she was her Jean Paul Gaultier image with, can you guys see? Am I in? Okay. Her Jean Paul Gaultier during Express Yourself tour, where she would have slits in the cone bra. That is very much that.
If I ever become rich, there will be no words, but there will be signs.
What do you mean?
I will be buying Jean Paul Gaultier. It's one of my favorite luxurious brands ever.
So Jean Paul Gaultier would be mine too, and because he's more art driven than he is functional.
And I love it. His perfume bottles have like 15 different functions.
Yeah. I am a big David Yurman jewelry fan. I would have tons of those. I just love this, and if somebody could find me one of these in my size, that would be great. So that was a little bit of that.
And we can't forget these sneakers.
No, not at
all. These out. Oh, this, I was really hoping you were going to show this. This is giving total Deftones.
Okay, so this is very Deftones, yes. Very grunge-ish, like, to layer it.
I'd say like emo punk.
Emo punk. But this is also not old.
Oh, really?
No. So this is relatively new, and remember when we talked last week about how look at tags, you want to read tags, because this says right on it, not very old. But it is cool, and Time Warp oversees all time, right? So this is a fantastic sweater with all the skulls on it.
I actually think it's very tasteful. I like it.
I like it too. It could be worn in so many different ways, from, like you said, well, layered, or you leave it open with a white beater underneath it, or I hate that word. You leave it open with a white tank top underneath it, or you just, or somebody tiny can wear it, put a belt on it, and have a dress.
Dress? Oh, yeah. It would look really cute with either a black leather dress, a brown leather skirt with like a bolo tie.
Right.
Would be really cute. Love this jacket a lot.
Very, very 70s. This is very, very...
Donna Summers. I feel like either Donna Summers or maybe Cher.
That, or I would think of The Doors.
Totally.
That is also The Doors up there. The Doors, they just did his movie. Who is that? I'm trying to think.
Morrison?
No, the movie they just did with
Is it a documentary?
Timothy Chalamet just got
nominated
for an Oscar.
Joel.
Bob Dylan.
Bob Dylan.
Very Bob Dylan. Very that type. All inspired by the 70s rock music. You know what I mean? This is velour.
Love velour.
These are great. These are good stage wear, you guys. We've got a whole bunch of this type of stuff. And I know that we're going into to the hot months. This is a good one. Look at this. This is Adidas extra large.
Fire. So this is a new metal and hip hop.
This is hip hop all the way.
Yeah.
Okay.
With the size.
Well, this, and I can also see like Biggie Small wearing this if they were alive, something to this effect. This, even though was probably made for sports, was actually promoted as hip hop and was sold to more hip hop than sports people.
Did you know in 2024, Korn actually got their first contract with Adidas because they've been wearing Adidas since day one?
Korn did. See, that tells you the difference between sports and hip hop and sports and rock.
Yes.
Sports will go to hip hop before it goes to hop. It's a rock hop.
Hey, I know what you meant.
Yeah. This is a good one because this is the whole suit.
I would say that's more hip hop and this is more new metal because he would wear the full suit. Yeah,
this is the more new metal. And are you referring to Limp Bizkit being a new metal?
Yeah.
Even though they've been around a lot longer than new metal?
Well, new metal would be all the way...
The style, not necessarily.
I guess it's mostly...
Because it's NU.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's both because like
new wave.
Exactly. Exactly.
So it's funny because new wave was inspired by also David Bowie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was by David Bowie, by Kajagoogoo, by all the early 80s, Visage, stuff like that. But these are very popular.
I don't know, I guess it just like sucks because like no one liked this style and now that it's trendy, everything that I like is so expensive. Like Genco jeans, like I want a pair of those for my birthday day. It was like $300 for a pair of jeans.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah.
I'm not going to tell you how much my jeans cost.
I would only need one pair. They'd last me my whole life.
You would think that, but the more expensive jeans always fall apart quicker.
And I would want to wear them every day.
So I have these here that I need to talk to you guys about too. These are guitar straps.
Yes.
So remember, I'm all about thinking outside of the box, right? So these are these here are guitar straps, but I'm going to tell you, I see more women wearing these with purses than I do on guitars. It is very, very easy to attach each end to a purse. So that way you have a thicker purse, you've got a guitar strap. 9 times out of 10, they're going to have some cool design on them. Or they may say Fender, because it's a Fender guitar strap. These are great inspirations for fashion based on music.
I'm gonna clip it right on here.
She's gonna clip it right on to show you. We talked about the bandanas are really good. You can tie those around your arm and your leg as well. That was always big. New metal, speaking of. Oops, I dropped it. Incubus.
Actually, look how fire that looks.
Look at that. And that's how you wear it. Because you can adjust the length on those.
This is cool, actually. I really dig this.
So, have you ever thought about that before, putting one on your purse?
Not like small like this.
Yeah, I mean either a purse, any purse. I've seen where they evening purses.
This is actually like a really cool look. I dig it.
Yeah.
Like you can even make it longer.
You can.
Make it like a longer satchel type.
Yeah. And so it's longer around you, so you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, so it's a great way to use music to help influence your look. Yeah. It works really perfect. Cool.
Yeah, seriously.
So by using guitar straps, you know, how would you love to have a black leather purse and you just decide that you're going to put a Fender bar strap on it?
Or imagine like your purse strap broke, but you're like, oh, I got this guitar strap though.
Right, you use the
It's way more sturdier too.
So guitar straps. Also, seatbelts are good for that too, but we're not talking out of. So, but yep, because this is actually
it's cute.
A seatbelt, I think. Lugbook, yeah. So you could use something like this,
like
and it gives you the ability. It gives you a thicker one, so it's not hurting your shoulder if you're carrying it for long periods of time. You can, you know, safer because you can adjust the length and corner the body. So it gives you that look. What's up?
Did you guys know?
Did you know that "Work It" by RuPaul, which was, and those of you who don't know, RuPaul actually had a hit album out. It's what helped propel her into stratosphere, because the one thing I got to say about RuPaul, and he said this himself, when he's on stage, he is she RuPaul. Period. When he is off stage, he is he RuPaul.
Right.
Same name.
Yeah.
So anyways, when she's on stage, when she was younger, she did a song called "Work It," which became huge. It hit number 45 on the billboards. Right. It was, you've all heard it, "Supermodel Work It." You know,
you better work.
Yeah, thank you. I have no tune. Anyways, it was because if you watch the video, she is putting on makeup. She is making herself stunning and stuff like that.
The Sashay Away was literally born in that moment.
It was.
Like Sashay Away. Like it was in that video.
So then within 2 years, MAC Makeup, which is a very high-end makeup, signed her to the very first contract for a drag queen.
It was just phenomenal.
And she was the face of MAC. And so music influenced fashion on the makeup aspect.
That makes so much more sense as to why he's able to give that scholarship away.
Yeah.
On every season of RuPaul.
Oh, well, RuPaul's now probably paying for that. But
you know what I mean, yeah.
Because now they're in like 50 countries.
Yeah, for sure.
So, you know, and then I have like this. This is, now, who knows who Eve is? Do you know who Eve is? Okay. So, hip hop people, you know who Eve is. This is an Eve dog tag. So, even though military fashion would have been dog tags, if you were going to go with a military look, some hip hop and rock stars did some advertisements on their own dog tags. Eve had an album out in the 90s, a couple albums out in the 90s. I think she's still prevalent, but she is most known for being the wife of Biggie Small. She is Biggie Small's wife. I actually had the pleasure of meeting her and Biggie Smalls. Yes, when I ran, those of you who don't know, I worked in the music industry for decades. Prior to, well, hello, Lana Lenore. I was going to show a sneak peek of the cover of the calendar, but unfortunately Restream is acting a fool.
And that's fine, because Gabby, can you just send me that picture of you when you were in the Genco magazine?
Which one?
She was in a Genco magazine ad.
Oh, I didn't know that. Were you? I love that. I want to see it.
She actually looks really cool too. Like her whole outfit is just exactly
fantastic.
Like.
So, I had the pleasure of meeting Notorious B.I.G. and Eve and about 6 other people. Couldn't tell you who they all are now. It was in San Francisco, and I was actually working in San Jose, and we were doing an in-store with Notorious B.I.G. for the drop of his album, right? And we were at the Warehouse Music. What image?
You know what image I'm talking about? You posted it like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and you're like sitting at the skate park. You've got like a red swoop in your hair with like a big thick headband on, and it's short to like shorter than your shoulders.
If you know which one she's talking about, calendar, yay. Yeah, but I can't show you because it won't work for me for some reason today. Anyways, so I got to meet. So anyways, we're there. Mm-hmm. I had spoken to the promoter, his promoter, previously and said, listen, because B.I.G., I mean, East Coast, West Coast totally. Was huge in the mid-90s. And we were in San Jose, which is the home of the Bloods and Crips. Both, right? So I called up his promoter. I said, listen, we have this in-store scheduled, and I have to be I'm very concerned on the amount of people you're bringing with you. I need you to only bring Notorious B.I.G. I need you, and his wife can come, I don't care. But no big, huge entourage, please. I do not have security. The mall does not have enough security to protect everybody, and you're going to draw a huge crowd. Oh, sure. We'll make sure that it works. We'll get there early enough. We'll come in through the side. Yeah, none of that happened. Okay, so the morning of the in-store, and then I'll get back. I tell all these stories. People are probably sick of it. Steve's probably like, whatever. I've heard it a million times. So the day of the in-store, I swear to God, I kid you not, there was 100,000 people out front of that mall. Probably not that much, but it seemed that much, right? And there's at least 10,000. I mean, there was more people out there than I even knew it. I mean, it was ridiculous. It was scary. And the whole side of that store was all windows. So you could see everything, right? So anyways, now Notorious B.I.G. and Eve showed up with their whole entourage.
Of course.
Every single person. They came in through the mall and in through the side because the mall hadn't opened yet. And then the people started converging forward.
Oh, yeah.
And you could see the windows shake. And do you know that the mall and the police department stopped it? Would not allow the thing to go forward. Nope. And because of the amount of people out front, and escorted them out the back and through. And she was so apologetic. And he actually drove around. They drove around, and he stood up and spoke to the crowd. And then they started to dissipate. It was weird because I thought we were going to have a fight. And what he said to the crowd
sent them all
away.
Well, he probably got up there and was like,
"Now look." Thing.
He probably said, "Y'all are acting a fool. Now we can't even have it. So y'all might as well go home because I got to go home."
I got to meet him.
Right.
None of them did.
They did right, exactly.
So, and he was very nice.
Oh yeah.
You know, and it's so funny because I was literally less than 20 miles from Tupac's house.
Imagine.
I know, right? So, what else did you have? Oh, so we talked about that and how fashion. Okay, so RuPaul, and it wasn't just RuPaul, because if you take a look at when it comes to makeup and the vintage makeup and stuff like that, you've got Brigitte Bardot, you've got Goldie Hawn.
Okay, oh, love her.
You got Goldie Hawn. If you watch Laugh-In, she would, with all the different tattoos all over her, she was doing go-go dancing on Laugh-In covered in tattoos in the 1960s, even though they weren't real tattoos.
Right. But the mindset was there.
Body painting. And then, so that became popular.
Oh, yeah.
The short haircuts, you know, and then, of course, you've got people like Twiggy, who was a fashion icon and a music person. They just go hand in hand.
They do.
They go hand in hand.
I think of one you definitely think of.
You do. And, you know, even horror films.
Oh, yeah.
Horror films, I mean, every type of media will influence our daily lives.
Totally.
I know newscasters. Everybody wanted hair like Barbara Walters. They didn't want to speak like her, but they wanted hair like her, right? So, you know, every aspects of it. Oh, got it. Okay. So if you can send that over, I will put that on the Time Warp page. and we will be able to show everybody your magazine spread. I was in a magazine once.
Really?
Yeah, I was one.
Oh, yes.
But I was in a magazine once. So I was showing you these. So this is an Incubus.
Fire.
So Incubus, these are good because people wore these. Now, these would be worn around the neck by women. Or you can wear them in your hair, too. You can wear them in your hair. You can wear them in your back pocket. There was a time when, depending on what thigh you had it with, was the type of, like if you're single or not, stuff like that. But you see women wear them, like ripped pants and wear them on there. Mm-hmm. What year did you know?
Did you guys know, which a lot of you guys probably did, but Winona Ryder got caught stealing a pretty decent amount of material goods from Macy's. Particularly, they were all Marc Jacobs items. When she went to court and trial for the next 4 times to fight this case, she showed up in Marc Jacobs from head to toe every single time. And right after she got through that case, Marc Jacobs called her and was like, "Do you want to be the face of our company?" And she ended up being the face of Marc Jacobs for 10 years.
So that's a that is a don't do as I do.
Right.
Because you and I do not have Beetlejuice and
I don't have
all these movies
I don't have
behind
Marc Jacobs money, right?
So, and you know what? I have to tell you, you said that if you could, you'd wear all John Paul Gaultier.
100%.
So would I. But Marc Jacobs, I love some of Marc Jacobs stuff.
Me too, especially around that time period.
You know, some of the biggest icons in movies and fashion Marc Jacobs. Bette Midler. Really? She wears Marc Jacobs. She does all the Marc Jacobs. Her and her daughter did a huge fashion thing for Marc Jacobs.
You know, it's so funny. We seen a Steve Madden commercial the other day, and David said, "Who even buys Steve Madden anymore?"
Women's shoes.
And I said, "Dude, my favorite pair of sandals ever that I rode until the heels fell off were Steve Madden."
It's so funny because I had a pair of Steve Madden shoes. I probably still do at home somewhere because I have 5,000 pairs of shoes. I do. That's my biggest downfall. But yeah, I wear the same 5 pair of shoes ever. But I have every color of Johnny.
Just in case.
I do. I have of Chucks. I have every color of Chucks. I have every size. I even have old ones from when I was a kid.
Fire. They were
I have every color in Doc Martens, which I never wear anymore, and I don't know why because they have good soles.
Yeah. But their toe box is like this.
I have Fluvogs, which is my favorite shoe in the whole world.
Do they even make those anymore?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah, but they're really.
Yeah, I was gonna say, where are you even getting those?
So I have a pair of dress shoes that are Fluvogs, and and these are very okay. So these pairs of shoes, they go along the lines of our show and vintage because these Fluvogs were from the 90s, and the soles on them are like teeth.
Yes.
And so and they're taller, so it makes me taller. But I love Fluvogs, always have.
I have Creepers.
Creepers. I never wore Creepers young because I've always been extremely tall.
Yeah.
And so even though Fluvogs make me taller, and some situations I like to be tall, but some I don't.
And Creepers, you know, you got to be able to find a good pair because if you wear your Creepers all the time, them soles are coming off after like a year.
Do they still make them?
Yeah.
Oh.
But like I said, you got to find a good, reputable pair, and you got to be willing to spend at least $100 on them, or else that sole is so cheaply glued on there.
Do they make shoes that are less than $100?
On like Shein, maybe.
So, I'm just looking at what people are writing, and if there's anybody watching. We're coming to an end already.
Yeah.
Time flies. So let's see. What did I miss? So we have a lot of influence, and I don't have the sheet on what the show is next year. It's
make sure you look at this and not that, because if you look at this, it will not transfer to Instagram.
I got it low. We got it end soon.
Okay, yeah. We got to just watch this instead of that.
Because we are putting on an Instagram, it won't be able to. We cannot go over. We cannot go over 1 hour, so we have 6 minutes or 7 minutes to go. But I had this. I just got from David. We're watching. Who's we?
That's what I want to know. Who's we? Who's we?
Maybe his dad.
Could be.
Yeah. So I went shopping once at the Cat's Meow in San Diego.
That's the name of a store that's lit.
Yeah. Circa 1988, fell in love with these Fluevog boots I wanted. And they literally, I'm going to show you my feet. They literally were boots that came up to here and they went to a point down here. So they were called cockroach killers. I wanted them so bad. They were like $150 back then, but I bought them. And I put them on. I go, oh, they hurt. And do you know what the lady said to me? Honey, fashion hurts.
Yep.
Well, it hurts up until a certain age. Meaning, fashion hurts, wear it, suffer. Once you turn 30, 35, you're no longer doing that.
You know, I heard a quote that made me feel so much better about my life. Because when I was younger, I used to hate the show Sex and the City. I thought it was about being old.
Oh, it's all fashion, really.
Yeah, I know, right? So I was talking to one of my friends, and she's almost 30, and she says, Jasmine, you can't worry about it. She said, once you hit 30, you're technically in your first season of Sex and the City. And I said, oh!
You're absolutely
I said, that
right.
makes me feel so much better.
And what's hilarious is what I liked about Sex and the City, and I think every person should, if you look at those women aren't perfect.
No, yeah.
In any way. Although Kim Cattrall would slap me for saying that. But you take Sarah I
know exactly what you're talking about.
Parker.
Yeah. Sarah Michelle Parker.
Not Michelle. Sarah
Jessica?
Sarah Jessica Parker. So take her. She is not a beautiful girl. She's pretty. The people watching. So, but she is stunning in that movie. Yeah. In that show. And I think that show helped her to understand what to wear and what not to wear, what will make her face look bigger, what will make it look better.
Slim. And
stuff like that. And that's how you do it.
Yeah.
So when you look at these fashion people that you're doing, whether it is Bridget Bardot or somebody from the 1920s in a flapper dress, or it's somebody, Taylor Swift. Right. Understand you're not going to look like that no matter how hard you try. But put the outfit on, see how you look in the outfit.
Exactly.
Don't expect yourself to look like the person wearing it, or take parts of these outfits and create your style. Because it's better to be an individual and dress in vintage, dress in new, dress in... Now, I don't want anyone dressing in new because you get a lot more creativity out of vintage.
Yeah, 100%.
So, but underwear, I get it. But, you know, dress in vintage because you want to come in and you want to put together who you are. And if you take little pieces from Madonna, from...
Limp Bizkit?
His name?
Fred Durst.
From Fred Durst, Madonna, or you pull it from... What?
I'm just laughing. You're so funny.
Or you pull it from wow, my mind. You
can pull from Billy Ray Cyrus. You can pull from Dolly Parton.
Don't ever pull anything from Billy Ray Cyrus.
LOL, why not?
Because he's got a mullet, and that should never come back.
Business in the front, party in the back.
Then the party can stay back there.
I just remember that being like the highlight of that.
So no, I was gonna say Rolling Stones. You dress like the Rolling Stones, dress like anybody, but just understand that under all of that, you are unique.
You know, I went to pull up a picture of Iggy Pop, and that man will never wear clothes, so I couldn't have even put him in the picture because he had no clothes on.
He never wears clothes. Even in Crybaby, he never wore clothes, and he was always in a bucket washing himself.
Literally.
So I love Iggy Pop.
Me too. He's so funny.
So that man doesn't need fashion. If you want to do fashion like his, just put on a pair of jeans and that's it.
That's it. Yep. Your body.
No shoes. No nothing.
Nope.
All right. Give us our go because we're running out of time.
So
I hope you enjoyed it. Sorry about the issues at the beginning.
That's okay because we wouldn't be a Time Warp Live without all the mishaps, right? But so some new things are going to be changing. This is going to be available again on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, wherever you guys get your podcast. But a couple of those platforms are going to be uploaded right after, and we're not going live on there at the moment. Or they will be uploaded first thing in the morning.
Don't forget the Odyssey, iHeart, Amazon, all of those. You can watch us. You can listen to us on the go without watching us.
And make sure you hit that bell up in the top hand corner so you can say subscribe to all of our post stories and reels. And if you guys ever see anything that we're talking about on the show, make sure you give us a call after hours and we can make sure we put it aside.
Yeah, and again, we ask you to give us ideas and all sorts of stuff to do the show on because sometimes it feels like we're grasping for straws, but you know what? In a vintage store, you can do a show on anything.
Yeah, totally.
And we're proof of that.
Yeah. And I like it because it keeps it super fresh, and I really liked this topic. I feel like we could keep going with so many different things.
But thank you so much, and look forward. We got a couple of big shows coming, and all I'm going to do is tell you one real big one is coming, and it won't be until the middle or August. We're pushing for August, but I'm going to put one word out there about it: wrestlers, vintage wrestlers. And that's all I'm saying. So,
I got to cut this short before it won't let us upload our Instagram. We'll catch you guys next week.